Check, mic check, 1, 2.
Yo, is this thing on or what?
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Platform Podcast. As always, I am your host, DJ Dex. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and leave a comment. Ask any questions that you want for the guest. Let me know who you want to see on upcoming shows. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give us a follow, leave us a 5-star review, and let us know what you think of the show. Today, I'm here at Whitetail. Thank you for letting us come in here and record.
Anytime.
We're sitting down with two great friends, two long friends of mine that I've known for years and years. Two guys that have really became like brothers, working together in the service industry. One is the manager, the guy that runs the show right here at Whitetail. The other is his partner in crime, Terrence Tucker and Alberto Valle. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Going all right.
You motherfuckers better speak up. Act like you're excited here.
Good.
How you been? Everything's good?
Yeah, man. It's always good to see you.
I know. It's very good to see you. Thank you for opening up the doors and letting us get in here.
Anytime.
I'm sitting down with Ed tomorrow, so I don't know if we're going to be back here tomorrow or where we're going to be.
Might, either there or LP.
Yeah, he said either spot, so we're going to see. But yeah, I mean, sitting down with two guys in the service industry, obviously a lot of the guests that I have on my show are either DJs, music industry, sports, athletic industry. So I wanted to definitely get you guys on together. One, I had to get you on together because Tuck wouldn't do it alone because he's too scared.
It's my little milk that he needs.
And two, I just wanted to get you guys together because obviously you guys are sort of a dynamic duo here in Milwaukee, always working together. Really are two very close friends.
Yeah.
I look at you guys like brothers to myself, but then I'm assuming that's how you guys kind of look at each other too. So we're going to get into a couple topics here of obviously just managing a bar, going from bartending to managing. You've obviously managed and been successful managing at a lot of different venues. Tuck, from a bartender's perspective, you've worked all over here in the city.
Yep.
Kind of found your home at a couple of these venues here between Revel and Whitetail.
Yep.
But yeah, just how you've kind of made your journey through the industry. We'll get into some talks of dating in the service industry.
That's wild.
How you go about managing a venue.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that come
With that.
yeah. And then a couple other things that we're going to get into. But first, I mean, whoever wants to get us started, let us know a little bit about the background, kind of how long you've been in Milwaukee, and how you got to where you are now.
I'll start off.
First of all, Tuck, are you still really nervous? Or are you kind of?
No, we are.
I know we got a couple shots in you to warm you up. So.
Yeah, you might need another Rumpleman.
Yeah, we good.
But yeah, Tuck, let me know. So how long you been in Milwaukee? Obviously, from you coming from Ohio, and then what you been up to?
I've been here, I want to say, since the end of 2017.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
Club days. Yeah.
So, what is that? About 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years now,
Going
almost
on
7.
seven,
Yeah.
going on 7.
Yeah.
Wow, shit. Yeah. So I met Steve Mick out in Ohio. I was working on Put Bay. I met him, Sam Barberas, Trav, Ashley Schweda. I didn't meet any of them until like that one weekend.
Wait, you met them all in Ohio?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
When the fuck was Trav in Ohio?
Bro, he visited us.
Oh, to DJ out there?
Yeah.
Bay.
Yeah.
But that was my first time meeting all of them. Like I met Steve like maybe like a time before, but it was just through passing. So met them out there. Obviously, Fat Boy's leaving the island. Mm-hmm. He's like, I didn't have anything to do in the fall because it was seasonal. It was seasonal bartending. So I was like, he was like, y'all moving to Milwaukee, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, where the fuck is Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I know it's in the Midwest, but
Hey, man,
I really didn't know where it was.
Where the fuck is Point Bay?
So I'm like, shit. I'm like, I'll go with you, bro. He already picked out the apartment and everything. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go with you. And I came out here for, I want to say, a week, visited everybody, like, met people I didn't know any of you guys. And literally went home, got my stuff, and moved up here. Been here since.
I remember like the first weekend you guys came, and then obviously it's like you, Fat Boy, Dylan, all kind of moved in all together. And it was just like the new people in town. But then it was like for Milwaukee, I mean, everything's so small and close knit that basically Steve Mick was like, yo, these are my boys. and it's like as soon as
We
he
embrace it.
vouches
Yeah,
for you,
yeah,
then it's
we
like, all right,
embrace it.
cool. Like, these are the boys now.
Yeah, bro. As soon as I came in, like I literally felt like I knew like a lot of you guys for like years, like honestly. So
Yeah.
it was an easy move for me. I want to say.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Berto, you obviously
That's
been
dope.
here whole life.
I have, yeah. Born and
Yeah.
raised in Milwaukee. Born, raised on the south side, went to school on the north side, college on the east side, kind of all over the place. So I think that kind of helped with just knowing so many people, you know. That's kind of how it jokingly came about my Twitter handle back in the day. Because everyone's like, dude, you know fucking everyone. And I'm like, yeah. Just from growing up in the city, I'm different parts, different, you know, groups of friends, playing club soccer, doing, you know what I'm saying, working on community centers on the south side, college, you know, like I said, UWM. So yeah, it just helped know different circles of people, which all that, you know, networking led into being pretty successful at what I do now.
Yeah. Did you start bartending right away, or were you promoting
No.
first?
So I started it off, I was in college. I was still maybe a sophomore. No, I think I was a sophomore in college. I was playing soccer at UWM,
Yeah.
which is a full-time gig. I mean, as a Division I athlete, I barely worked. I was like working here and there whenever I could, but that's a full schedule. A buddy of mine asked me to bar back a bar crawl over on North Avenue back in the day.
Yeah.
Cans
Yeah,
and
okay,
like
yeah.
schoolyard, those type of things. And honestly, I knew nothing about the industry other than I knew how to drink pretty well, you know. So I got hired right away. I stayed on, actually got hired. And I mean, honestly, the progression of like skipping over some of those steps was so fast. I think I barred back for about 2-3 weeks. And the owner was like, dude, every girl that comes in here, every dude that comes in here wants you to serve their drinks. I mean, it's a college bar. I was in college, so I knew a lot of people. So she's like, I'm going to train you how to bartend. So I started bartending, you know, went through my little earn the stripes type of deal where I was working all the, you know, slow happy hours and kind of shitty gigs. But then I started bartending for about 3-4 months, and she was like, dude, I need you to be my manager. She was like, you're trustworthy, you're hardworking. I worked every shift I could around my schedule, obviously. Like, that's what was kind of nice. I, you know, could work nights. Managed there all the way until I kind of got more in the nightclub scene.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started getting into promoting. And same thing. I mean, I feel like a lot of these kind of talents I had in the industry I really didn't know about. My, you know, the venue owners at the time were the ones that were kind of like, dude, you're doing great at this. I think you could do this. So started bartending over at Kanya because Alan, the photographer, was one of my best friends at the time, or still is, was a photographer there. And the owner was like, dude, you're bringing in a lot of new business. It was a full Latin club, Southside, all Spanish music, no change, nothing like that. You know, like, not really my scene at the time, but I was just bringing in a bunch of industry friends, girls from, you know, the east side. It's like, he was like, you should be my promoter. I'm going to get rid of mine. Had no idea what that meant. And this was like back when promoting was like actual work. I had to turn in a guest list by a certain time, check off each name to get paid. Like, you really earned what you brought in, you know? So I think that really kind of taught me how to network and promote. Even, you know, to this day, I use a little, you know, random stuff from there. But yeah, I started doing that for a while, and kind of led into working, you know, downtown and bartending to management. Everything kind of just fit in together. It's kind of nice to kind of progress through all the ranks, so I know all the steps for it.
No, and that's what I was going to say. I mean, I look at what you do now,
Yeah.
and even as a GM here,
Yeah.
I still feel like you wear a lot of hats where you are the promoter for Whitetail. You
Yeah.
are the person that books the DJs here.
Yeah.
You are the one that books all the tables, staffs everybody. It's like, it's definitely has to have helped you going through the ranks of everything because it taught you literally how to do everything.
Yeah.
And you definitely see the benefits of it, I'm sure, now that you're running this place and how successful this place has been.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have to credit that to your past
Oh,
of
absolutely.
doing everything.
I mean, and like management, I would say, was a newer venture of mine, probably about, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Ish. You know,
Before COVID, yeah.
Helped out at Lucid.
Yep.
Mangoes. And then, but here, this was like, first time they just gave me the keys to the car. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
here's the keys to the venue, the checkbook, full authority. And, you know, shout out to, you know, Mike and Ed. They definitely entrusted me with, you know, running their business. And right coming out of COVID, it wasn't easy, obviously, but, you know, those are great people to work for. I chose to work for them for that reason. I look up to them as mentors. They've been in this industry for a long time and do other stuff that I look up to. So I learned a lot from them as far as, doing all the small details. And that's kind of my character too. I mean, I'm always willing to put in the work. It's like, why do something when I can do it myself,
Yeah.
Any little thing from bar backing to cleaning, coming on my days off. Like I said, all the scheduling, booking, everything I don't really mind doing. Obviously, sometimes I know some of the staff or other people kind of give me shit because I'm pulling myself a little too thin, but it's just part of my character, man. I like being involved where it's like it's on my shoulders if it's not running right, and when everything is, it's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, talk about that, like with you guys being so close, obviously I know from being so close to you guys that sometimes things get a little heated. You get that little brotherly love.
Yeah, feisty.
But I mean, just working with one of your best friends, I feel like the staff that you've built here has been super close. Even from some of the people that have moved away or stepped away, just going into other jobs, I feel like you guys are all still so close or got so close working here. You all trust each other. You all can like talk to each other even outside of work. Like, I know Tuck can come to you. You could go to Tuck. You guys are just always going to be there for each other, and it comes from working together and just trusting each other here at work. So I mean, just talk about that as far as like how it's made you guys closer.
I mean, so literally, he's the reason I came over to Whitetail.
Yeah.
We were, like you said,
How'd the recruitment go?
So he had to roll out the red
I
carpet.
we were working at Pub Club together.
First.
And then I was like, hey, I need you to work for me over here.
And then we went to Mango's.
And then we went to Mango's, and I was like, I need you to work for me over here. Basically, I mean, it's like you said, I trusted him to be on staff, and he knows how I work. And
because that's what I'm saying. You guys have worked together
we worked
at
together
like
at
every
different
venue.
places. I feel like there's another one I'm forgetting about. I mean, you probably have guest bartender for me at like District before. A couple other spots.
I'm like Lucid. You never were there.
I don't think we got into Lucid.
But yeah, I mean, being here, you guys are always working together. I feel like people know, like the locals know when they're coming in here. It's like, all right, cool. Like I'm going to see Berto. I'm going to see Tuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to see Allie, Jeanette, whoever else are coming in to see. And obviously, like some of the people have moved on, but it's like you guys still. You're always here. You're always together.
Sure.
And as big of a city as Milwaukee is, it's also very close, and you guys get a lot of locals and regulars that are in here. So even like you were talking about being a promoter before, I feel like it is something that still, as a bartender, as a manager, like it's expected of you.
For sure.
Yeah. I think that aspect gets a little bit lost. Obviously, I'm sure in some of your previous podcasts with DJs talk about staff and venues promoting their nights. I think that does get a little bit lost. I think I do a pretty good job of always reminding them, like, look, this is still at the end of the day, like, your responsibility to make your own money. Like I've always done well with having a good following of friends. So wherever I'm at, I can, rely on certain regulars to come in, and then they bring people. And I think that's just always been important. I think a lot of, newer bartenders in this industry kind of just take advantage that they come into winning situations where they don't really have to do that. And I'm always like, dude, I've been here. This would be my third year running it. Fourth year, I guess, going into 24th.
Yeah, I'm almost going.
Yeah, going into four years. I took over right after COVID. Where I was blessed to find success right away, but it's not like it didn't take work. It's not like I didn't have to switch things up. Like we didn't have slow nights or whatever the case is. It's always like, promoting is huge. It's free. Like it costs you absolutely nothing to post a flyer. It costs you nothing to hit up your friends. I know everybody has friends. It's like I wouldn't hire you if you weren't likable, if you didn't fit in with the team. All the stuff you were kind of, hitting on earlier. Like everyone that works for me at some point has to fit in the mesh of like being likable, working well with others. Otherwise, I don't really feel it. Like I don't think I've ever hired anybody that I was like, hey, this isn't working out. I usually will give some people maybe a trial or two or some, training shifts, and I can kind of see it early on. But other than that, I've never really had to get rid of anybody because I thought like, and that goes into Milwaukee being small, where we pretty much know everyone. It's not like there's a new bartender out that just, hey, this girl's awesome. She doesn't work anywhere, but it's not like that. It's kind of like you get put onto jobs and helped out by, your reputation, your network and stuff like that. So
I also feel like it helps, like I feel like a lot of venues in Milwaukee either don't want their staff to work at other places or just straight up don't allow them to,
Yeah.
which I think is the dumbest shit
Okay.
ever.
I've ran into that a few times. Like, so he works
At Revel.
At
yeah.
Revel.
Yeah. Is that the only other place you're working right
I'm
now?
at
or you-
Miramar, too.
at Miramar.
Oh, at Miramar. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
duh, yeah.
So like I have, my Friday staff is set.
Mm-hmm.
My Saturday staff is set. They somewhat rotate. And then Sunday, it's like a culmination of 4 or 5 different venues all in
Exactly,
one.
yeah.
Which, I mean, that was from like my click promoting days where, that's just marketing 101. I was just grabbing a girl from different parts of the city to bring in their own, following. It's very simple, So I've never really been too keen on being like, hey, you can't work there if you're working here. Because that's just stupid. Like you're losing a whole network of people that come see them.
Yeah,
My
honestly,
thing
don't
is like as a manager, from a management standpoint, is as long as it doesn't interfere in our schedule,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you do. I'm happy for everyone to make their money wherever they
Yeah.
go. There's always going to be that, but I know there are some venues that have said like, hey, you can't work there if you work here.
It's so dumb.
Bro,
dude.
I don't
Even on
understand
nights that they're not open.
Yeah.
I don't understand that like at all. But with the whole like promoting thing, like it makes it easy for like, I'm saying, I'm at Revel different days of the week. I'm at Miramar, like, and I'll be here. They're like, oh, I know you from somewhere else. But oh, I'm at Revel and Whitetail. It's the same thing. I'll be here. And they're like, like where else am I?
Yeah.
Vice versa. Just it's easy to like cross promote. Tell random people like what days you're here because then they'll come see you, and it just makes it really easy.
Well, and
Yeah.
I feel like even like you'll have different crowds at all those different venues.
For
So
sure.
for you to be able to meet people at Miramar when you're there, they start to build that bond with you. You're their regular customer.
Yeah.
You're their regular bartender. Then at Revel, whatever other days that you're over there, different clientele. They're different side of town
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like all those 3 spots are in different parts of Milwaukee.
Yep.
Where then you're like, oh, like where are you at on Sunday? You're like, oh, I'm at Whitetail. Come check it out. You're bringing 2 completely different crowds, possibly people from completely different parts of Milwaukee that are then coming to a venue that they might not have ever went to if they didn't see you and meet you bartending at those other
so our
venues.
Sundays, honestly. So I'm at Revel on Sunday, but like the time frame is like 4 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, their party, Whitetails, starts at like 9. So literally everybody who's like at Revel, like partying, whatever, they literally leave and go straight to Whitetail.
Yeah.
Like you can't write up a perfect Sunday for 2 busy spots. Like it's honestly dope.
And it makes you look good too, because then it makes it seem like you're the one bringing them over
Hey, you
here.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Throwing them on the guest list.
Go see Berto
That
at
doesn't
Whitetail,
work.
you know what I'm saying?
But no, seriously, I think it's a huge part that a lot of people they don't think about as far as like the bartending game goes.
Yeah.
And then like you said, there's a lot of people that just kind of expect places to be busy and think
Yeah.
that it's going to get like handed to them. Where then when it's not, they're like, well, yo, why weren't we busy? I'm like, well, who'd you bring in tonight? Who did you promote at all? Did you do
Right.
anything? And a lot of times they don't. So
Right.
it's a big part of the industry that I think goes unnoticed, that if you do it right, that's what's making you more money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because we're all working off of tips. I mean, that's what you want is those people to come in. Here, you guys have built up a weekend schedule of where you're busy. Like you did it right. You built it up like from when you guys started here. I mean, kind of being more of like a upscale lounge
Yeah.
and figuring out like the
Sit-down cocktail
identity.
bar, yeah.
Trying to figure out the identity, and now you guys have got it locked in, and it's just a well-oiled machine where you can afford to be busy. You can afford to have a line out the door, to let friends in, to do tables and bottle service and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To have that many regulars coming in here, that you guys know you're good every single weekend,
Right.
but then at the same time, you still aren't. You don't like take it for granted. You're still
Oh, no.
looking to become
I mean,
better.
all that stuff happened didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started here, there was, I think I had 4 or 5 people on payroll working for me, and it was like, and we were doing Monday. I think there was close. I was 6 days a week. Monday just closed Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I remember we closed Sunday, kind of started changing some things, and then man, I had to hire more people, and then I kind of like, the industry obviously evolved during COVID. It took a big hit as far as like, the sit down mandate, how
Yeah.
busy people were. Money was a huge thing. Obviously, people were not drinking. Back in the day, I mean, I would work 6 nights a week, you know, back when I had like my residency at Mango, Sunday, Monday, District, Wednesday, I was doing Lucid, like Thursday or Friday or, you know, 720. And I mean, I would see the exact same people
every single
regularly,
night.
every single day. You know, now it's tough. I mean, I still do, but it's tough because the money's just not there. You know, people, the economy took a big hit, but, you know, small things like bottle service. We never did bottle service. You know, then I was like, shit, everybody wants to buy bottles, pop bottles. And, you know, we didn't really want to pursue being a nightclub, which I always kind of did agree with that kind of vision from the owners. Just because going back, like, I think me as a person, once I got older, I kind of got out of that scene too, where it's like, you know, I didn't really want to be dealing with being bumped around on a dance floor and a bunch of, you know, drunk college girls and younger, which I love this place for, because you get best of everything. You get really young college girls, you get older dudes, you get, you know, married couples, you get everything. You know, they just want to come here, good music, get some good drinks, have fun. You know, it's awesome. And I think that kind of really attracted my attention as far as like maybe it was time for me to step away from the club scene. Obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks being fucking awesome was right at that time. So I was like, you know, being in the Deer District was very enticing. You know, being cool with some of the players, you know, that's always been a big part of, you know, our thing. You know, so that always was like real cool, you know.
Yeah, having them come over
having
here.
Those guys come over here, yeah.
Having those dudes come in and show face and
then
come in here and party, especially with like how small and like intimate of a vibe in here.
Yeah.
Like when they're in here, you can't fucking miss it.
Oh, no, not at all.
Like
I
we
remember,
get like Aaron Jones
our
in here.
championship run, I threw PJ Tucker's birthday here.
Yeah.
And it's like, who is this?
Yeah, you're welcome. I set that up.
Yeah, you did. Appreciate that. It's like, who are these tall dudes with, you know, all this ace of spades and closet? It's like, it was fun, you know. And same thing, like you said, the Packers, you know, Aaron Jones, shout out my boy. Every time he comes to Milwaukee, if he's going to a Bucks game, he has an event, charity, anything. You know, he always hits me up just to kind of link up, or he'll stop by, even if it's just to say hi. You know, shake hands, show face. He's such a nice, you know, person.
He fucking is. It's
super nice,
awesome,
man. Just always showing love.
Love it.
No matter
I remember
what.
like at Revel when PJ came in the night with Westbrook, and he gave you his card, and it was before you knew his real name.
Right, I was like,
Who the fuck is this? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and I mean, talking about you working at other venues, I also think one of the things that's awesome with Milwaukee is people showing love to other venues, and you guys get it back. You get it reciprocated. Where you guys go out, you visit people at Harp. You're always you go to Trinity, you go to Gillies, you go to all these other spots, and then those staff from the venue come back and they show you love all the time too.
Absolutely.
Like you start off nice. I mean, like we very, very rarely get like off days or whatever. So obviously you choose like, I want to stay in literally, whatever. That's cool. But you do pick out those days like, hey, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go show love. Like, and just because they do the same to you, your working days, you're busy, they're off, which you never expect. Like, oh, you're off on a Friday, you're off on a Saturday, like whatever. But they'll still stop in. They'll buy a shot or two, literally buy a couple rounds, and you know, you show love, you get them a shot, just because they don't have to spend their hard-earned money like for, you know, at your place or even come say what up to you, whatever. So that being said, you always want to do the same.
Yeah.
Like Berto, he's off. I want to say like mostly
Rare.
Thursdays, like
Rare.
like nights.
Rarely.
Yeah, I mean,
Rarely.
like Thursdays, I'm at LP now.
Oh, I forgot
And I was
about
saying
LP,
earlier,
yeah.
so like, you know, that's been a nice night because I can, you know, close that up a little earlier and I still make my rounds. You know, it's rare. There's been a few times where, you know, I'm just a little tired. I'm burnt out. I'm human. I go home. Otherwise, I'll go to 7, 8 different, you know, bars around here of all people we know working.
Yeah.
And that 100% comes back tenfold.
Yep.
You know, I'll go visit all these, you know, whether it's a manager, bartender, DJ, even if it's showing face, buy a drink, buy a round of shots, tip well, do whatever, you know, it always comes back because they'll come and visit me no matter what. You know, whether it's their next night off, whether it's, you know, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I mean, it doesn't go unnoticed for sure. I think the industry does a really, really good job with supporting each other. You know, that's why we go out. You know, we are the reason, you know, these venues function and why people come see us. So it's only right, you know, we go visit each other.
Do you guys struggle with that at all, or did you used to?
With what?
With like going out to visit people, or like
for
feeling
sure.
like you have to go out and visit
100%
people?
do. I always do.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you got to think, like, people who, like, come and see you, like, all the time, like, you want to go
He
visit
might,
them.
because he likes staying in. This guy, I have to pull his teeth to get him out nowadays.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, like, you know what,
Which is
I don't
understandable.
wanna go out or
You know,
whatever.
sometimes your social battery's a little drained.
Yeah.
But I think now, like me personally, where I'm at in, you know, my industry career, I think I put in my work when it comes to like supporting. I mean, there's not a single person that even in our friend group can argue I'm like probably the number one supporter when it comes to going out, you know, whether it's a day off after work, you know, even if it's during work and I have a, you know, a little break, I'm running over. You guys are doing events in Chicago, whatever the case is, like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm always there supporting. So I think now it's like I don't feel as pressured to do it, but also it's just more of like it's a personal thing, you know. It's still like Milwaukee shows a lot of love, you know, and it's always, you know, you see these people come into your venue, you want to, you know, reciprocate that energy, and like I said, the support costs nothing really, even if it's just showing up and being like, hey, how are you guys doing? Cool, thanks for stopping by. You know, it doesn't go unnoticed, and it definitely comes back.
And I was gonna say, so I do try to show face a lot of places now because it's a lot of new faces in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I like a lot, but like, you know, you'll go to the Harp, you'll go to Trinity, you'll stop at Lucid, or you know, even 720. You see some new bartenders.
Yeah.
So like, obviously, I mean, they probably visited you before, but it's probably their, you know, first year bartender. They rarely see you because you're working. So at that aspect, like, I try to like show face and, you know, reciprocate them coming to visit us. So
You going there to visit or you going there to holler?
we visit, you know.
That boy got that dog. in
we
him.
visit.
I mean, speaking of that, let's get to the fun stuff of bartending. While you guys are working, how much tea you guys getting? I mean, I feel like while you're bartending,
Man,
you
I
see a
just
lot.
had this conversation the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Of just what you see or what you
Yeah,
hear
I mean,
or what?
that's an old tale, man. Like, you see it all.
Yeah.
I'll never forget one of the first club venues. You know, I won't say specifics, but the owner pretty much was like, look, he gave me one of the most memorable speeches as far as like, whatever you see in this building is none of your business. You can serve a gentleman or a woman with somebody else, and the next day they're whatever. None of it's your business,
Facts.
you know. So I've learned to kind of, you know, keep my what I see to myself. But when
What
it
happens
comes
at
to
Whitetail
tea,
stays at
bro,
Whitetail.
when it comes to tea, man, it's like it can get messy. It can get messy.
Bro, I just
Like, that's part of the reason I think I've somewhat been single for a
Bro, for
while,
real,
because it's just like you see all this stuff and it's wild, and it's not even like guys. It's guys and girls. You know, it's on both ends. You know, you can see somebody come in who you know openly dates somebody who's with, you know, all over somebody that they're not, you know, that's not their significant other, whatever, you know, the case is, stuff like that. I mean, the tea here is, you see it all, honestly, because people always think they're going to be low key, but then also, like, you know, they're
a small
not hiding.
city, man.
They're not hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not hiding at all.
It ain't that dark in here.
It's not at all. So the tea gets good, man. But like I said, we keep it to ourselves.
Yeah.
So don't go asking me any specifics about your significant other.
As soon as this airs,
I didn't see any.
Yeah,
Berto
when I
can
get
be
DM,
hit
like, hey, actually, that's funny. So anytime I do like big pan videos of like, you know, the club.
Yeah.
Man, I get a lot of like responses or like, is that my baby daddy? Is that my baby mama? Is that this?
Man.
So
No,
like,
no,
I try
it's
not
not.
to post on like too much where it's, you know, get people exposed. But I mean, at the end of the day, too, that's your business, not
Yeah,
mine.
you gotta
I'm running a
promote.
business. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's not my fault you got
I'm not
caught.
doing it. I promise I'm never gonna post anything intentional. I'm just making the venue look good. You know,
Yeah.
that's it.
I got you.
But I definitely have gotten a bunch of like, can you send me this video? And I'm like, no.
No.
I'll delete. Like, let me
The what
delete it.
video? It's already off your story.
Let me just delete it now.
Yeah, I mean, we were just even sitting over there eating dinner.
I was just about to say that. I
Yeah.
was literally just at dinner and you just hear, oh, well, I'm going to plug my ears. Yeah, I ain't hear anything. Literally, I was like, Josh, I literally just heard this story. He's like, what? I was like, nothing, just.
You'll have to fill me in later.
Yeah.
And that's not even
I
at
didn't
work.
catch
That's just
that.
like, that's
I was
just
just at
literally
the bar.
Yeah. Even just while you're sitting at a bar, you're still
yeah.
hearing stuff. So
I mean,
yeah.
if you, like, I want to say it's like nature, but it's not. Like, literally, you know, when you're out, you know, you're bartending, you know, your friends will come visit you and whatnot. You just, I just, if it's not a packed, like, bar, I feel like they just talk. Like, that I think people just don't think people listen.
What's like the craziest shit that you guys have seen without naming names or outing anybody?
Man, I've seen it all. I mean, I've seen
Tuck just got so uncomfortable.
I've seen legit married people coming in, leaving with people that aren't, you know, their spouse or significant other, boyfriend, girlfriends, you know, dudes coming in with a different girl 3 nights in a row, vice versa, a girl coming in with two, you know, a different dude throughout the weekend. I mean, even as far as like, you know, you see them kissing on each other and all kinds of stuff where it's like, you know, it's not a friendly, you know, night out. So I mean, I've seen it all. There's not a lot that I probably would be surprised about anymore.
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
So I plead the fifth. I mean, let's talk about a little bit.
Don't ask me any specifics on nobody.
Well, let's talk about you guys and dating in the nightlife. I mean, you just kind of hit on it a little bit before. That's kind of one of the reasons why you have been single for so long is because you see the shit that goes on.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot harder to be trustworthy, to be vulnerable yourself and put yourself out there.
Yeah.
When you see the fucking dirt that goes on. Tuck, you were in a relationship for a very long time?
For me, like, obviously moving on here, you don't know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to even gauge, like, who talks to this person, who dates, who's ex, who's sister, cousin, you know, whatever the case may be. So I didn't start even trying to talk to anybody until, like, I want to say, like, 2 years after being here.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't want to mix with the wrong crowd. Didn't want to mix with,
the scene.
Yeah, scope the scene. Didn't want to create enemies that definitely didn't want. So that was a big reason why I didn't date. And then, I was in a relationship. That didn't work out. And then after that, just like, I mean, you don't look. So if it comes, it comes. But being in the industry and going to the same places, going to, you know, just being in the same spots is hard to even, like, think, you know, to date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just go day by day, you know what it is. Like Berto said, you see some stuff and you just, you know what, I'll just hold off. You know what I'm saying? So. I
mean, you were dating another girl in the industry, another bartender. So do you think that makes it harder after you guys break up? Because it's like everybody knows both of you. You're at a popular bar, she's at a popular bar. And then it's kind of like everybody knows you broke up. Like, I feel like people take sides and then people hate you now that you guys broke up.
No, it's all love. It's all love.
People fucking hate her now you broke up.
No, it becomes the territory.
Yeah.
Like that, honestly, that was my first time, like, dating in my, like, same, like, work industry. So it was something new. It worked for a long time, but then it just didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we didn't see eye to eye, whatever, separated. So, you know, you take everything day by day, bro.
Yeah.
You know
Let me ask you, do you think you can only date in the industry? I get that question a lot.
Yeah, I do get that all the time.
Only because, I mean, my answer was like, I think you hit it spot on earlier when you said, you know, you don't go out looking. I don't.
Not at all.
That's never been my thing. You know, like when I go out, you know, if we go out, you know, grab some drinks, it's like I'm hanging out with my guys. You know, I'm chilling. I'm not like, man, you know, who's in here? What girls are in here? Da da da. Like, I've never really been that type, even before I was in the industry. But I think, like, the only thing I always said was schedule-wise, it definitely benefited. It was easier.
Agreed.
Just because you guys are on the same wavelength. You know, you're working nights. You know, you're probably not, you know, waking up crazy early. You might have the same days off, or you could work that out, whatever the case was. You know, that aspect definitely helped. But as far as, like, does it have to be industry? I'm like, no. Like,
it definitely doesn't have to be.
If it comes about, it comes about. You know, no matter what.
Or if it's someone that, like, I mean, understands. You know what I'm saying? Like, they understand that, all right, you're in the nightlife. You have to talk to this person to get them to spend money. You have to promote. You have to answer messages back. But
I think like the insecurities in relationships come from all ends.
Yeah, I feel like that's the hardest part.
They come from all ends. I mean, I've had, you know, relationships dating in the industry where I was still, you know, getting shit for whatever, you know, being too friendly or, you know, talking to girls or being, you know, whatever the case is. And, you know, even outside of the industry, I still get the same thing. I think it's all, you know, on a person basis.
What about like meeting a person that you're gonna date? You guys think you would meet out at a bar, or do you think you'd end up meeting somebody that you're gonna date?
I don't know, man. There's like a whole list of where you can't go on a first date now.
Yeah, bro.
There's a whole date. There's a whole list.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't even
you can't
know
even go to Cheesecake
You're not
Factory.
going to
That's
Cheesecake.
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time that I like thought about like
Going on a date?
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm just saying me personally. I don't know. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of. I mean,
I'm
I've
saying,
like
like,
gone.
oh, like,
I've
I
gone to
wanna-
like hang out with people like
For sure.
Like I mean, like a set plan. I guess you would consider it a date, but and I mean, more than likely, it always involved at one point grabbing a drink.
Yeah.
Or like stopping to see somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
but
why I
that's
was
keeping it
asking.
casual. That's casual.
Oh, for sure. But
Yeah.
I also, I mean, I don't see the wrong in that because to be honest, like that's our comfort zone. That's like we're in a scenario where, you know, you're not just one-on-one sitting in front of somebody how we are just talking and getting to know somebody. It's like, hey, you know, let me introduce you to some people I know. Let's go out, have fun. You know, you're not necessarily, you know, all the focus isn't on, you know, each other. So it makes it a little bit more, you know, laid back. I don't really see the wrong in that.
Do you guys think it's harder with like the positions that you guys are in? I feel like the majority of people in Milwaukee know who you guys are.
Oh, yeah.
So as far as like dating in the industry, and especially here in Milwaukee, like everyone in Milwaukee knows each other. Everyone in Milwaukee is fucking each other or like knows somebody that is fucking that person. Where do you think it makes it harder for you to even like want to talk to a girl or like want to even reach out to her because you're like, oh,
Like
fuck.
me, I literally, I mean, I came here, like I said, what, 17?
He
Yeah.
still knew.
Bro,
he still knew.
bro, a lot of- listen.
He'll point out a girl. He'll be like, "Man, that's one of the hottest girls I've ever seen." I'm like, "Yeah, I dated her in middle school or something." You know, like it'll be
That's what I'm
something
saying,
like weird. Like
literally,
I swear, it happens all the time. I'm like, "Yeah, I dated her in high school
I
or
came,
something."
so I
I'm
already
like,
knew
"Dude."
that. You know what I'm saying? I already know that everyone has like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's well.
So you're not judging on
We
that.
just have an
everyone's well out
we
of
have an
high
inside
school,
joke where he just
college,
looks at somebody,
so-
he looks at me, and I'm like,
He like waits to get the approval.
and I'm like, you know,
Berto.
he'll just look at me and look at her, and he just if he gets the nod, he's like, "Yeah, I know her." So,
Berto, I ain't never seen her. Like, you know, oh, okay. All right, for
All
sure.
of a sudden you
for
see
sure.
her run up and hug Berto. You're like, God damn it.
I'm like, oh, all right, for sure. For
There's
sure.
another
All right,
one gone.
hey.
Fuck.
All right, for sure, for sure.
I don't know. I mean, obviously the dating pool gets smaller as you get older.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big thing now, and I mean, your focus changes, like you said. We don't go out looking for it. So
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. I've always loved being in relationships. I think it just makes it easier.
Yeah.
Finding somebody that can just, you know, add to your life and,
Yeah.
you know, make things better, make you happy. Why not? I just think, like I said, things change, priorities change, family, work, everything. Life happens, you know?
What do you guys have as far as like future goals? Like I look at you as basically running this entire place. Like you should be a part owner here at this point. Tuck, for you as far as like bartending, I mean, what are your future goals? Are you looking at owning a place? Are you looking at?
I mean, if money was right and things like that, I would 100% love to run a bar or get investors with a buddy and, you know, open up my own place. Like I got a buddy back at home. He always bro. He feeds me this all the time. Like, yo, like if you ever see a bar that you know want to get bought, bro, I'll buy it and I'll let you run it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, if that's what you want to do, like he's like, bro, I love you. Like you already know, I'll do that for you, blah. But that's hard. Like from a totally different state and you know things of that nature. Like I don't want that burden. Like, you know what I'm saying? What if I mess up then?
You're messing, losing his money, yeah.
So that is always, you know, a gray area. But that would be one of my goals. You know, own my own place, run my own place with, you know, a buddy. You know what I'm saying?
What about like managing? Do you look at managing? Is that something that you want to do?
I know, like, I would, but like it the right area, the right spot. I would say
I can't see you bossing people around.
exactly. So
It's tough, man.
it is tough, man.
Especially here. I mean, that goes back into being, that was one of my hardest, I would say at Whitetail was probably one of my hardest learning curves as a manager as far as managing your friends.
Yeah, just because you knew everybody so well.
Yeah, and the people that, you know, work for me here, like I said, by far, Tuck's one of my best friends, you know. All the girls that work for me are super close friends of mine. We talk all the time outside of work, hang out outside of work. You know, when we're at work, it's like working with your best friends. But that definitely was one of the harder learning curves as far as like differentiating, you know, me being your boss and me being your friend. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I still have to run this business the way they entrusted me to do it. And, you know, I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't, really being firm on some things that I require and I the rules that they know they got to follow.
But you many times at Revel, like, Prisha or Haley would like say something to me like, "Yo, like, Tuck, can you like make sure this is done?" Like, blah blah blah. I'm like, that's above my pay grade, Because I hate like, hey, well, you got to do this, I got to do that. Like, bro, like, just make sure you do what you got to do. Like, I don't want to have to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that.
The responsibility for
Bro,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll take it, but it's just, as long as you don't like come down at me like for not being a stickler. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
Do you see yourself owning a bar in the future, or what are you looking at?
I did at one point. I mean, I was pretty actively looking last year with somebody.
I remember you were,
Yeah, we went and scouted a few venues. There just wasn't anything for sale that really caught our eye. I mean, I think I have pretty set on where I would want to do anything. Obviously between downtown and kind of Walker's Point, where I stay now, I was born and raised. But I think the feeling changes all the time, man. I mean, even now managing everything, it feels like sometimes like everything's on my shoulders, where when you own it, I mean, it really is,
Yeah.
So I would say it's always on my radar, but not my immediate, like, I'm not taken away from my responsibilities right now to, I'm not being like, hey, screw my job, I'm going to go look out and open my own spot.
Yeah.
I think right now, just kind of looking at, small-term goals, getting LP running up and running. That's recently opened, and we changed up management. I originally wasn't going to be over there, but things change, so now I'm going to be over there helping out. And just getting that running and successful, I think has a lot of potential. I just think it's a different venture than I was used to, but that's also kind of how I felt with this place. I was like, I wasn't really sure what this place was going to be. And then it kind of just evolved on its own. I think we kind of just went along, and I knew what it needed, what it didn't, what would work, what wouldn't. And I think LP has to kind of find its niche that way too, where it's still brand new. I mean, and it takes time. I mean, it's obviously in a historical location.
Yeah.
I think getting people's mindsets away from what it was to what it could be, it's going to be probably our hardest things. But yeah, I think that's kind of my next goal, is just getting that running simultaneously with this. As long as, not letting this go down in any way. And then, see what the future holds. I mean, that's always on the radar for sure.
I talked to Brandis about it when him and I recorded, and just you saying this is kind of reminding me of me talking to him about it. With you running this place, helping run this place, with you bartending here, bartending Miramar, bartending Revel, how do you guys kind of navigate how busy your schedules are and not getting burnt out? I mean, especially for you got a daughter at home too, to try and balance all of that between how many hours you're working at different venues, and then separating that with your social life, with keeping your mental health, just everything positive and not getting burnt out. How do you guys deal with that?
I mean, like I told him, like I literally keep my 2 days off a week. You know what I'm saying? I keep my Monday off, I keep my Wednesday off. All those other days, I work doubles, I work triples. Like, I already set them for work days. I mean, I feel like a good 2 days off, I could do what I want. I could go grocery shop, I could go get some laundry done, I could visit friends, I could just be at the crib, watch TV, play video games, whatever the case may be. But those other days, I choose those as work days. So I don't think it will burn me out. But I mean, you just try to gauge your own,
Your own little energy bar,
what you can handle.
Yeah.
But at the same token, when you're bartending, when you're DJing, when you're managing, whatever the case may be, in the industry, you do have a facade that you have to have up.
Yeah.
You can be going through the worst thing ever, but to those customers, to management, you gotta put on a smile. You gotta make their night good. And a lot of people don't understand that, but that's I want to say the bad part of the industry, but it's also the good part, because you're making someone else have a good day.
Right.
Even when you're going through whatever. So if you can handle that, you can gauge that, then I feel like you're all right.
Yeah.
As long as you don't overexert yourself. Don't, just be real. Just be real with yourself. Be real with, your bosses. Be real with everything, and I feel like everything should be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say just being disciplined and honest with yourself as far as your schedule goes. I know like this past, like I said, once I agreed to help at LP, I think that was like my biggest fear was I could immediately see me and Ed and Mike came up with just like a tentative schedule for myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like, I got one afternoon for my free time type thing, like a day and a half almost. But it was like, and that was my day off. Make sure you're at home, getting rest, and that's like, okay, well there goes your night to go out and support the industry and all kinds of stuff. So I think it was just more being disciplined and being on track with my schedule. Mm-hmm. I think just being organized definitely helped a lot this year. I was always all over the place, I kind of just made things work. But this year, just prioritizing, like, scheduling, putting everything on a calendar and, like, stuff like that. Just small little details really did kind of help clear up just more the chaoticness. As far as, like, overworking ourselves and stuff, I mean, I feel like I've always been that's always been my bad habit of just overworking myself. But it comes with the job. I just did 6 nights straight over Christmas, which were all successful nights, everyone's like, you're opening on Christmas Day, you're open on Christmas Eve, I'm like, yeah. It's like, it comes with the gig, it's like, I wanted to. Everybody had full choice on working, it's like, I didn't force anybody to come in on their day off. I want everybody to spend their holidays, but, that was part of it. And then, I would say just being honest with yourself, knowing your body. I think, like I said, going into the new year, I think is probably one of my bigger priorities is getting back to a better, healthier schedule when it comes to, like, staying in the gym. For me personally, working out has always been one of my, best mental health, scapegoats, that always makes me just feel better. You feel better, you just, your head feels better, you're in a better space. And just being honest, man, and there's a bunch of times where, I know as men, it's kind of, it's not, I wouldn't say it's, I'd say as men, we're not,
it's definitely not like focused on as much.
Like our mental health isn't always like the main focus, it's, we have to kind of keep up this persona of being strong.
I mean, like Tuck said, you got to put that facade, like.
I think our friend group does a good job as far as being like available for each other. I mean,
100%,
the amount of times that, you've reached out to me or I'll reach out to him or, and just being honest, like, hey, there's no judgment when it comes to how you feel, whether we can help you or we can't. Sometimes even just getting that stuff off your chest. I mean, me and Tuck go through it all the time. I think me and him have had more, drunk heart-to-hearts, than anyone I know. And that kind of leads to, me almost wanting to whoop his ass half the time. But, it's like, I can trust him, It's like, at the end of the day, we fight like family.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big, important factor where, we do bring up those kind of hard topics, like, family issues and, sometimes your mental health isn't there. And, I've called into work a few times when it's rare, but I really just wasn't feeling myself and I could tell my body needed a day. And it's like, if everything was covered and it was okay, I can make it work. Like, absolutely, dude, recharge, take the night off, I think we've all done it, it's helpful.
Yeah.
It's normal, it's healthy, it's definitely needed. This job takes a toll on you mentally, physically, like Tuck was saying, we show up to work with a mask on every time. Everything can be going bad in all aspects of our life. But when we get here, and I preach that to the girls, working with, Tuck, so in case you guys don't know, Tuck is the only male that works for me. I have all female staff. So there's a lot of emotions that go around, whether it's their relationships, their problems. And I'm always very sensitive to what they're going on with. But there's times where I'm like, look, go take 20 minutes, go in the back, get your shit together, and then come back out to work. If you can't, let me know. We can send you home and we'll figure it out. But, the whole moping around behind the bar, being rude to people, and I get it, it's hard, but it's just your job. It's like, we get paid really well to make sure people have good nights. They're here to, to escape from their, problems.
I swear that's the biggest thing.
What I'm saying? They're here to escape from their problems. We can't be adding to it with, our drama, our stuff, Obviously, if they're having a, heart-to-heart with somebody and you're relating to it, whatever the case may be, sure. But, in our scenario, it's a little more fast-paced where, they're not listening to stuff like that. It's more like, hey, this person was really nice to me. They were cool. Got my drinks on time. They were timely. Everything. Like, I really liked this place. I had a good time. that just lifted off, something off their shoulders that they were dealing with that made them want to come out, and have a good time and drink and do whatever. They chose out of all the places, and I always say, out of all the places you could go drink, there's hundreds of bars, even in this area alone.
Bro.
They came to yours. Make it worth it. Make it memorable. Not every night is going to be the greatest night of your life, but, if you can provide that good service and, good hospitality, I mean, it goes a long way. 100%.
Yeah, because then you never know who you're building a repeat customer with,
Yeah.
or just whose night you're making. Because like you're saying, from our perspective, is they don't know how you're feeling on any given night. You don't know how that customer or what they're going through on that given night. Where if you end up being a dick to them or just being a rude bartender, you could end up ruining their night. Where on the flip side of it, you put that mask on, you could make their night and kind of change their whole night around. One thing I did want to hit on here, speaking of people being rude or being dickheads,
Sundays.
something that has been a hot topic here in Milwaukee is people not being let in here on certain days of the week. I just want to be able to set the record straight because I understand it as someone who managed a bar, as someone who DJs out here, as someone who has bartended before.
Yeah.
And so you guys have gotten complaints of people not being able to get let in. Not a big venue here. What's your capacity here? 100?
100, maybe a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. So it's not a big venue, and I don't think people understand that, especially when you're doing reservations for tables, doing bottle service, things like that, that you have to account for that in your capacity. You guys recently had somebody rant on Facebook about not being let in. There was a line at the door, and then people came up. They were like, oh, they're on the guest list. They let them in right away.
Yeah.
When it comes to managing a bar, when it comes to bartending at a bar, DJing at a bar, one, you know who your regulars are.
Right.
You know who's going to come in here and spend money.
Right.
I'm going to prioritize them every single time.
Right.
Because
facts.
I know they're in here every week. I know that they're spending money. I know they're tipping well. I'm going to let them in. Also, I don't give a shit if there's a line at the door. People need to understand that there's also a list for people that have a table.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that your bouncers account for. They know, hey, we got to save room for 20 people because we got these tables to fill up too. I just don't necessarily think that from an outsider's perspective, the people that are waiting in line necessarily notice that. And
Which I think is wild because
how don't you? Like, you go out all the time.
Milwaukee hasn't changed. And,
Yeah.
it's not like we're reinventing the wheel here. We're just going by, protocol and rules.
But yeah, you guys have had people bitch just being like, oh, they only let friends in. They only do this. I'm like, bro, like, if you don't understand that, like, come on.
Bro, my off Sundays, like I said, I work the day
Tuck,
to revel.
mind you, Tuck has to get on the list.
Bro, I literally tell Berto, like, yo.
Tuck, I will put Tuck on the list.
I'm like, yo, I think
100%.
I'm
That's not even a joke.
Yeah.
He will be on the list.
I'm like, yo, I think I'm coming tonight.
He doesn't
so
work on
just-
Sunday nights, and if he's coming after work, he'll text me, and he will get put on the list.
Yeah.
Because we have to adhere to capacity. And obviously, as my employer, my best friend, I want him to come in. And I would hate to be at the point where, the cops come in and they're like, hey, you guys are at capacity, the door's done.
You
and
get a big-ass fine for it,
and or Tuck shows up, and I'm like, man, I can't let you in. Like, I mean, that's really all it is. I mean, it's, to me, to be honest, though, it's kind of a benefit. I wish I could fit 1 million people in here, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's part of the benefit of me, especially with Sundays. Like, I get shit on Facebook about, oh, well, it's only your friends and only that. And I'm like, well, they understand how it works. And those people will literally message me 48 hours, a week before. Tables that we're booked out Sundays for like 3 weeks in advance, almost every week, easily. I mean, people with birthdays or just know that they want tables, they'll book out in advance. Like, hey, can I get a table next Sunday? I'm sold out. Following, bet, got you. All I need from you is a head count, and that's it. And so managing a smaller venue, it's just easier to account for that. I mean, there's times where security does clickers, or I know exactly, once these tables are full, we're at capacity, and for as small as the venue is, our capacity, if I were to put the exact number of our capacity in here with like these things moved, you would just think it's not it. And I think that's what happens a lot of times is like there's been one instance where somebody came up, and I knew all the tables were booked, and they were all booked from like, I want to say it was a night like Lucid had like their staff outing, and we had, 3 or 4 birthdays pre-booked. They dropped off balloons and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, look, these people are coming. They're going to be here. And we're like, we're only pulling off this guest list right now. And I'm getting, they're cursing at, the security guards, cussing at me. And it's just like, it's not even busy in there. It's not even packed in there. I'm like, I understand. But these tables are showing up like any minute. Every table has a, time restriction. Like after that, maybe I'll be like, hey, we're going to start, I'll probably sell your table or I'll contact you. There's a process to everything. Obviously, you understand that. I think just outside in, they just are like, there's always different instances like why they couldn't get in. And I'm like, dude, it's so simple. You can literally just hit me up, be like, hey, I'm coming in. I'm like, oh, you know what? Tuck is coming with 3 of his friends. Bet he's on the list. There it is. Yeah. And even on Saturdays, I mean, Sundays gets a lot of shit for it, but I mean, that happens on our Saturdays too. When we're fully sold out, I still have a guest list on Saturdays too. And that's only when like, industry people and a lot of people say like, oh, it's a friend thing only. You're only letting your friends or your industry people. I'm like, no, they're the ones that understand it. So they hit me up. Like, you could give me 5 names right now of people that if they came up to the door, you'd be like, oh, I know they're getting in. And I guarantee you, I can show you text messages of them probably texting me to get them on the list way before. Dom, one of our best friends, manages one of the biggest nightclubs downtown, will still text me, hey, brother, put me on the list.
I still do, and I know like
Travis, the manager, manager. These are managers. You know what I'm saying? Like people that you would think when you go out, they're getting in no matter what. Right. But they still understand that. And we kind of we do that. Like if I'm gonna go visit a venue that I know is packed on a night, I'm like, hey, throw me on that guest list just in case. Bro, I want to respect your guys' process.
You have to. Yeah.
You want to respect that process all the time. Like I rarely, if I'm going to visit them at Miramar or Brandis at Room 7 or if I'm going, whoever's at Brothers, whoever the case is, like whoever's working where, if I'm going to make a stop there at one point, I will 100% prioritize making sure it's okay before I show up to the door and feel privileged. And that's how some of these people come up to the door.
Or it's like you put their bouncers in a weird predicament where it's like...
Yeah, and they're just doing their job. I mean, and the funny part is a lot of times, like, it's like, dude, I am honestly one of the nicest people. You can just talk to me. Like, I de-escalate so many situations where I'd be like, hey, man, you know what? Let me get you in. Give me 5-10 minutes. Maybe we'll do in and outs right now, and then I'll get you and your group in. Yeah. But it's always like, oh, fuck this place. All this place is, da-da-da. And then it's straight to social media. And I'm like, look, man, I promised, our owners I would not respond to any, internet trolls or, social media posts like that because it's just not worth your time. I mean.
But seeing that shit literally makes you not want to let them in ever.
Don't get me wrong. It pisses me off for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like, it's shitty when you think like, man, this is just a small business, like we're just trying to run the best we can. There's no, personal animosity towards anybody. It's not like, hey, don't let that person in. I mean, sure, we have a ban list for whatever.
That's every bar.
It's just, but it's like, we get just fucking chewed up for somebody coming in when we're at capacity on the busiest night at the busiest venue and you coming in super late and just, thinking you're privileged to come in. And it's like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, it's just not like that, Yeah. Like even I wouldn't pull that somewhere. Yeah. And I'm, one of the most well-known dudes in the city. Like I wouldn't show up like that and be. Yep. I wouldn't go on Facebook and bash somebody's business. That's their livelihood, That's like if you could do that on any business. If you're a small business owner, like I would never, go online and be like, oh, F this place and don't support them and take food out of their fucking off their table. It's like that's just dumb. It really doesn't benefit me, man. If I had an issue. There's just more ways to go about.
The DMs are open.
Yeah, there's more ways to go about it, man. There's way more. There's conversations to be had. Yeah. Calmly, like adults fix everything, or come to an understanding. It's like if I, explain, what we're talking about to, all these people saying that stuff online and they don't agree with it, then I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't really know what to tell you. It's a policy. It's how things go. It's like, shit.
I'm going to hit you guys with this this rapid fire real quick.
Okay. Oh, boy.
So just a couple questions that I got for you guys. Kind of always like to throw these in on the pod and just see what kind of answers you got. So first question for both of you, and this is going to be a tough one. When are you guys going to come visit Nashville?
What up?
Well, I know Austin's going at the end of January?
End of January,
or end of February.
I mean... If he doesn't cancel, we'll see.
Depending on the dates, I can probably make that work. I mean, once the holidays
Really?
over. Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking of coming the same weekend. All right.
See, my
Depending.
first.
Well, I told him, but he obviously hasn't responded. Otherwise, the Drake and J. Cole concert.
Yes.
Hey,
I know
you
you
did say
talked to me
you were
about
going.
that.
That is
Berto, you did get first dibs on
That
it.
is. So that works out perfectly for my schedule because that's
Yeah,
during the week.
It's during the week, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
It's a Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I can easily fly out, Monday, be back for the weekend, not miss too much.
Hell yeah.
And I know you said that works out for you. So
Fuck yeah, it does.
I would
Yeah.
say that for sure.
I know my first week of February, I'll be in Ohio.
Okay.
I always go back every first week of February. It's my niece's birthday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anytime after that, because the middle of January, my brother is coming here for the Cavs game. So first week of January, or February, I'm going there. So any time after February, I'm good.
Okay.
So I'll come see you after that.
All right. If you guys could open a bar or work at a bar anywhere in the world, where would you pick?
Never thought about that.
Really?
Bro, I like the DR. After going to the DR in
Okay.
November,
Motherfucker went there one time.
Right, it's the one time.
He fell in love with the women. He's like,
Bro.
I'm opening a bar.
I was like, hey, yo, hold on.
No,
we
I
coming
was-
back.
I was-
I'm never leaving.
No, I'm leaning towards like a major city. Like,
Really?
yeah, like a successful, I have to like.
I mean, you got to run it. So you got to make it successful.
Yeah, I mean,
See, a big
Shit.
city would be like hard.
no, like think about like all the big spenders in Miami and Vegas and all those,
But think about
that's
the
like-
competition
yeah,
you got.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like
Yeah.
the competition's different down there too. Yeah, that's tough.
We going to Nashville.
Nashville. I don't know.
You got to give me something
That's
here.
tough. Fuck.
Spit something out.
Hey, rapid fire.
Yeah. This is slow fire.
This is slow fire. I wasn't ready for it. Miami.
Okay. Who is each of your favorite artists to hear while you're working?
Oh, Nipsey for sure.
I knew you were going to say that.
Nipsey.
Yeah.
Who?
Nipsey.
Oh, Nipsey. While I'm working, I guess I can't say Bad Bunny.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. That's too basic. I would say.
I'm
I
going
would
Nipsey
say
or
like.
Drake.
I would say like anything old school reggaeton.
Okay.
Old school reggaeton.
Okay. Who is your least favorite artist to hear
Oh, wait.
while you're working? Like some that the DJ puts on, you're like, fuck this motherfucker.
Brandis just dropped Creed the other day. That was pretty bad, but it was funny.
What was it, higher or what?
It was higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Least I'm
banger.
going with, I really don't have a least. I can literally rock with anything
Yeah.
for the most part.
You don't have any artists right now that's just like, they're hot, but maybe you don't fucking like them.
Nah, everything that's out right now is pretty legit.
Yeah.
Nothing that like rubs me
Yeah,
the wrong
I
way
would say
right now.
I would say any artist that I'm really not feeling right now really doesn't get played too much at Whitetail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't limit the DJs on anything they can play, but obviously they're not playing like mumble rap like crazy here.
Yeah.
So any of those guys, I don't really hear too often
Okay.
here.
What is each of your favorite venue to go out at besides Whitetail? Or
In
besides
Milwaukee?
any of the ones that you work at, Tuck?
In Milwaukee,
Yeah, in Milwaukee. Give me in Milwaukee and give me anywhere that you've ever been.
So Milwaukee, I'm going with
I can't think of the actual name of it, but it's called Dirty Rabbit. I think it's called Dirty Rabbit
Where?
in Miami. Messiah,
Okay,
DJ
yeah.
Messiah works there.
Yeah.
When I went for the Bad Bunny concert, I went there and it was amazing. It was so much
Yeah.
fun. It's like a indoor and they have like an outdoor portion nightclub.
Uh-huh.
It's like all covered outside. He DJs outside in like this kind of patio, but just the vibe and ambiance was so much fun. It was crazy. It's a lot of fun. That was probably one of the most funs I've had, like being out at a nightclub in a while.
Yeah. What about in Milwaukee?
In Milwaukee, ooh,
you know what?
you go first.
In Milwaukee. All right, I'll go with
Landmark.
hey.
Tuck just be bowling.
No,
Hey.
that's my favorite.
Hey.
Landmark.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Landmark.
Shout
Shout
honestly,
out to Sabbatic.
Landmark is actually one of my favorite places to go to. Like our Monday ritual nowadays is legit. We just go bowling.
Yeah.
We'll go get some food. We'll probably hit up like Lucky Ginger or something, get some food, and then we try to stay away from like being out all night and drinking and get fucking hammered. aka like ending at Sophie or one of these other venues on Monday nights.
But we end up
So we go bowling and then end up, competing, playing for shots. Then all of a sudden we're playing pool, drinking there, and it's like, all right, let's go visit the homies working.
It just ends up turning into going out.
Then all of a sudden the next day we hate our life.
Yeah. What's yours, Tuck?
I want to say.
No, you can't pick the same shit.
All right. I like the Heart.
Okay.
I like Trinity. I like 720.
Bro, you got to narrow it down to one.
To one?
Could I pick Loaded Slate? Does that count?
RIP.
RIP.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we all met. That's where we all kind of met and hung out.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's tough.
If you got to narrow it down to one, what's your one? Like, you have boys in town, you got to show them one
we go
spot.
to 720. We go to 720.
Yeah, 720.
What about your out of town?
Out of town, I really don't travel like that.
Yeah.
So out of town, anywhere where I'm with the homies, we got vibes.
You don't got a spot in Puddin' Bay, a spot in Cleveland?
Bro, I rarely go to Cleveland, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, I mean, when I'm back at home, I go to, like, my hometown, which is
Sandusky?
small as shit.
Yeah.
So I'll be at Daly's. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Shout out to Daly's. Besides that, I mean, if I go, like, party in Ohio, it's probably Puddin' Bay.
Yeah.
And I'll go anywhere and party there.
All
It's like Vegas of the Midwest, baby.
Never even heard of this place.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
you
crazy.
have.
That's crazy.
All right, last one. What is your guys' most annoying thing to deal with DJs about?
Deal with DJs?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mine might be different now that I'm managing.
That's why I figured I would get some different answers. Tux is going to be like, that motherfucker's going
ahead,
over on their tab.
Bruh.
That is
Actually,
annoying.
that is
an annoying thing, though.
Yeah.
I think
So the reason it's annoying for me.
you take that one.
All right. So the reason it's
'Cause
annoying
I can
for me
add two
because
and then add one.
they put me in a bad spot. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
Yeah.
hey, let me get 6, whatever. I'm like, bruh. So like, I'm literally sitting here like, I'm about to throw this shit on my tab too. So that makes it real tough. Besides that, I mean, that's what management like. Yo, you well over, and they gotta take care of it.
Who's the number one DJ culprit of going over on their tab?
Damn, dude.
Don't lie, Tuck.
We'll drop a name.
Yeah.
My boy Corbell.
Whoa, really? That's not who I thought you were going.
I had some
Really?
guesses,
That's not
but I didn't know you were going to.
No,
Yeah.
that's not who I
Who
thought.
were you thinking?
Hey, yeah, who are you thinking?
I can't say.
So all right, so look, all right. So our Fridays we work.
I booked these guys. I can't
Yeah.
say.
So I don't want to say yeah. I mean,
I think it's just different. Our venue's different.
Yeah.
Like here personally, we're very flexible with their drink tab. I think my biggest annoyance, which I could probably add to it, I guess if I want to throw that out, as far as like just DJs that are like their priority is just to come drink. Like drinking is 100% part of the industry, but it's not your job. So when you come in and you're just demanding shots and drinks and people are coming in and you're buying them stuff and I'm like, yo, like you're here to
actually, that's my most annoying thing.
Yeah, like you're here to be an asset to the business and you're killing the business. Like we're losing money. Like you're over here getting hammered. And there's been this past year where I've legit made DJs pay the difference of their tabs, and that was like a new thing that because obviously all these guys are my friends, but it was like, man, it was getting so irresponsible where I'm just like, there's no reason you should be drinking that much, and like I said, it's tough because I know, some venues, you can go in and they're giving you a bottle, comp bottle, buckets of everything, and they really don't have it, but I mean that's huge difference and.
Volume of the bar, too,
what they bring in sales and like what we do, like our
when
overhead.
You got an 800 person venue versus
right, it's
a
so much
100,
different.
yeah.
Like we can see, and that's the same thing with like me preaching to the staff as far as like them being honest as far as trusting to ring in stuff and comp tabs. Like I never baby them ever. They can drink, they can do whatever as long as they're responsible.
Like for instance,
they
like
make it make sense. But yeah, that's definitely an annoyance as far as DJs coming in and just fucking getting hammered.
Yeah.
Each venue is different. Like we have a comp tab here. You know what I'm saying? But the other venue, a small business at Revel.
He's not allowed to drink.
No, we are.
Well, Tuck probably did that to himself.
We are. I'm saying like we don't have a comp tab, so like if I buy someone shots,
Yeah, it's coming out of your.
I gotta buy those shots.
Yeah.
Obviously, the DJ get like X amount of numbers, but like all the shots like that I'll buy for somebody who play bar dice or whatever, like that comes out of like my pay. I buy it personally.
Yeah.
We don't have a comp tab.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that idea.
So there it sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a small night or a slow night, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll buy shots because I know y'all gonna stay here, whatever, and y'all spend money. I'm always cool with spending money if I know that y'all gonna be here and party or whatever, because I'll get it back.
Yeah.
So that is, you know, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got, man. I appreciate you guys taking the time to actually sit down,
Appreciate
Tuck,
it.
getting out of that shell.
Bro.
I know you were nervous.
we
I
good.
appreciate you coming in here, sitting down, opening up the venue, letting everybody see the place.
Yeah,
If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Leave any comments. If you got questions for Berto, questions for Tuck, let them know in the comments. Let me know any guests that you want to see on upcoming episodes here. Make sure you follow Berto, follow Tuck, follow Whitetail. Hit them up on their socials if you're ever here in Milwaukee. If you're listening to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give me that follow. Leave that 5-star review. Let us know what you think about the show. Lastly, if you're liking to listen to those DJ mixes, make sure you follow the platform mix. New mixes come out every Monday for those workouts, drives, anything like that too. Follow me at DJ Dex. Until next Wednesday, we're out of here. Thank you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Sure.
Check. Mic check. 1, 2.
Yo, is this thing on or what?